right, 10.3.7, negative indices. Again, we've done these before. You can see a couple of examples. If I have something to a negative index, I can move it to the denominator. If something in the denominator has a negative index, I can move that into the numerator to get rid of the negative. Why does it work that way? Let's do a quick reminder, because it's important that you understand why. Well, let's consider I just had m cubed divided by m to the power of 4. If we use index law number 2, it says I've got to do subtraction there. So it'd be 3 minus 4. Oh, and 3 minus 4 is negative 1. That's well and good. But what about if I just cancelled common factors? Here I've got m times m times m in the numerator, and I've got 4 of those m's in the denominator. You can see the pen is really not wanting to work for me now, but that's okay. We'll persevere. What's going to happen when I do this? Come on. If I do it, there we go. That m cancels with that m and goes to 1 over 1. M divided by m, 1 over 1. M divided by m, 1 over 1. So what I'm left with in the numerator is 1, and in the denominator is m. Now I've followed mathematical laws that we accept, so that must mean that 1 over m is the same as m to the negative 1. It's pretty easy. I know you've done these before. I'll do a few examples just as a quick refresher. If you don't feel like you need them, feel free to skip ahead and go straight to the exercises and the hot maths. But otherwise, let's just have a quick look. This simple instruction here, you would have seen at the top there, said express the following using positive indices. Here we go. I'll start with for I. Well, 3's in the denominator, so I'm going to leave it there. P to the negative 2. If I want to have that as a positive index, I'm going to need to put it down in the denominator. So that would be p squared in the denominator. Q cubed and r, they've already got positive indices, so I leave them up there in the numerator. And that's how you'd rewrite that one. Not so bad. Let's have a look again at J. If you hear me curse on the video, it's the pen. It's not that I don't love you. All right, 5 in the denominator here. D squared in the numerator doesn't need to do anything. It's already positive. The E has a negative index. Let's make it positive, moving it down to the bottom. F has a positive index, so it remains where it is in the numerator. I think you get the idea. Without commentary this time, let's just see how we go. 3u squared w7 over 8v to the power of 6. You can see this is why it doesn't take you long to get through your work if you're concentrating in class. Negative indices, get them in the denominator from the numerator. Positive indices, leave them where they are. So I've got 2b cubed over 5, c to the power of 5, d squared. Too easy. Give us a challenge, chewers. All right, express these ones with positive indices. When the whole thing has a negative index, I have a choice. I can just rewrite it as the whole fraction on the bottom. I could rewrite the whole thing as 1 over 4y to the negative 2 squared. And then I could simplify it from there. In this case, I'm just going to put the negative 2 in, and I'm going to raise each one to the power separately and see what we get. So I'm going to have 4 to the negative 2. And negative 2 by negative 2 gives me y to the positive 4. So that's y to the power of 4 over 4 squared. Well, we wouldn't usually write 4 squared. We'd usually write 16. So let's write it as 16. Y to the power of 4 over 16. Let's have a look at the next one. The power distributes to each of the terms inside. So I've got 3 to the negative 4. H, negative 3 by negative 4 is 12. Good, that h is going to stay where it is. Divided by 3 to the power of 4. Move the negative index down to the denominator. That gives me h to the power of 12 over 81. The next one, 7. It's outside the brackets. Nothing happens to it. It just waits, and we can use it later on. J to the negative 2 by negative 4. Power raised to a power, multiply them. Negative 2 by negative 4 is 8. Wow, that one's done already. Nice and easy. Last one again. The 2's outside the bracket. I can leave that. Negative 3 by negative 2 is positive 6. And again, that one's done. Not too bad. Scroll down a little bit further. Number 10, evaluate without the use of a calculator. Let's just pick a few of these to do. Let's start with A, 5 to the negative 2. I know I can move that down into the denominator and make it 1 over 5 squared. Oh, that's 1/25. That's not so bad. Oh, which one looks like fun? Let's have a go at F. 4 squared to the power of negative 5. multiplied by 4, 4 to the negative 3, all to the power of negative 3. Wow, let's do this left-hand term first. I get 4, 2 by negative 5 is negative 10. On the right I've got 4, negative 3 by negative 3 is 4 to the power of 9. Wow, I've got 4 to the negative 10 multiplied by 4 to the power of 10. Negative 10 plus 10, that's 0. So that entire expression just simplifies to 1. Let's do one of these ones down here too. Let's have a go at J. Negative 5 divided by 4, all to the power of negative 3. When you have a fraction with a negative index, it's often easiest just to find the reciprocal. Whoa, 4 to the negative 5. And then make that power positive. You don't have to do it that way, but it's probably easiest when you have a fraction to do it that way. So I've got 4 to the power of 3 over negative 5, all to the power of 3. 4 cubed, 64. Negative 5, when I cube it, it's going to remain negative, and 5 cubed, 125. I think that's it for this one. You've done a lot of these before over the last few years. Shouldn't have too many worries. Get in there and have some fun. See you in the next video.